Greetings, class. Is no surprise to, I think, anybody. There were a lot of questions on 104E as well, and this is the flow chart that you were supposed to develop to show that, actually what we're showing is that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So remember, with the flow chart, you always want to start with what is given. So I think we're going to start by giving these two lines some points, and then we're going to use the letters, the lowercase letters, as shortcut names for each of those angles. So let's call this FG and HI. So we'll start with the given. We know that segment FG is parallel to segment HI. All right, that was a given. If two segments are parallel, or two lines are parallel, let's put the line markers up there. We know that their corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, and alternate exterior angles are congruent. So as we look at this image, you can see that D and A are in the alternate interior angle positions between those two lines, where this is the transversal. And so, because of that, we know that angle D is congruent to angle A. That will be the alternate interior angles theorem. Looking at the other side of the picture, we can also see that E and C are in the alternate interior angles positions. So we'll do angle E is congruent to angle C. Make that longer. Again, by alternate interior angles. Now, the other thing that we want to look at is what's happening up here with D, B, and E. So we know that we have FG is a line. Right? This is going to be a little more detailed than maybe you needed to be, but you know me, I like to go for the details. That is given to us. And then we know that D plus B plus E is going to equal 180 degrees. Okay. That is something called the line postulate. And the line postulate says that on one side of a line, there are 180 degrees. That's a paraphrasing of that. Now, here what we have is we had a statement about D and E being congruent and E and C being congruent. If E and C are congruent, then E equals C by the definition of congruent angles. I'll bring this over here. We also know that D is equal to A by the same reason, definition of congruent angles. Bring these three together, and we're going to do a substitution. So where we had E before, we're going to put C. And we've got B plus C. And then where we had D, we're going to now put A. So we have A plus B plus C equals 180 degrees. That's just a substitution. If that's the case, we can now draw the conclusion that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Right, we've said this a whole bunch of times before, but we never actually had a full proof of it. Some of you also asked, what's a conjecture? A conjecture is something that we make a bunch of observations of some data and decide that there's a pattern going on there, and so we make a statement about it. Once we've actually proven it, then we can now call it a theorem. And our reason for this is that A, B, and C are the interior angles of a triangle. So I hope that was helpful to you, and I look forward to making more videos for you.